So upon popular request, I have checked out the first 2 episodes of An Archdemon's Dilemma, How to Fall in Love or something with an Elf Bride. It's in the title, you can see it. That was good. There's currently 4 episodes out. I only had time to watch 2 today. I will be checking out 3 and 4, but that's where I'm up to. And boy golly, did they do something you rarely see in anime. Now, if you get a group of 100 people, and you ask about slavery in anime, it's a very even divide on the... Feels like you're tiptoeing a line of if people are going to try to cancel you, people are going to call you evil, or if you're going to just not give a shit. It's... My opinion is that at the end of the day, shit's all fake. If you like Shield Hero, doesn't mean you support slavery IRL. There are some people who think that. But there is also a lot of shows out there that do have you making a lot of excuses because it's like, well, you know, are they actually in love because she's a slave and it's more of like Stockholm Syndrome than anything? So it's not just a black or white situation. But I will admit, this is one of the rare cases where a dude does purchase a slave in the form of Neffy, this cute little elf girl, and they somehow make it the farthest thing from manipulative that I've seen in a hot minute. Legitimately wholesome as heck. Funny. Some darker undertones. I mean, one of the first things we see in this in episode 1 is the dude busts a head open to save a woman. But it's funny. It's a cute show. But what they do is you have a guy who's a part of a world where sorcerers are pretty much seen as like, you know, sorcerers are kind of evil. They're kind of scumbags. They're feared for good reason. And then there's this guy who basically has no social skills at all. Zagan has no social skills. He internally wants to be nice and pleasant, but externally seems like an evil scumbag. It just has no social skills at all, which I guess mixed in with probably some slight autism and basically only surrounding yourself by people like Barbados who have no social skills at all as well. You know, you kind of have a recipe for disaster. And then you have, he goes to this auction because he gets dragged to it. Not because he's like, oh, I'm going to go purchase a slave, right? No, there's this girl and he blows his 100 million fortune on her because it's like love at first sight. And I know what people might want to say, well, okay, here it is. Once again, we've seen this time and time again. The dude is legitimately, like, fine. There's actually not a, like, his red flag is that he can't realize that a lot of his torture shit in his castle, which... I assume he just bought the place like that, to be honest. Maybe he should clean that up before showing it to people, because she has this call. It's not like he made a slave pack or anything with her. He bought her like that. And unfortunately, the key didn't come with it. And what ends up happening is this girl thinks Neffy that she's just going to get killed or she's going to be used as an object, because that's what people would do in this world. And pretty much immediately he treats her fine. Like, even though he can't express his actual feelings out loud because he has no social skills, it's still nicer than she ever imagined. And over the course of the 2 episodes that I've seen, by the end of episode 2, he already tries to take the collar off. He goes to a blacksmith who we learn actually he ended up helping a year back and saved a family. No social skills as usual, but still, he's like, I can't do this. The only way to do this would be with the actual key because it's enchanted to the point that if you were to break it off, her head would explode. So what we end up getting is, yes, it's a master-servant relationship, and it does start from a slavery ownership perspective, but it's the farthest thing from manipulative that you could ask for. And the idea of him, like, going through life, he started in the slumps. He started pretty much where Neffy started in terms of being treated like garbage and being property and kicked around and abused. Rose to be a powerful sorcerer with a shit ton of money, fell in love at first sight, sure, but didn't look at her as like some object to purchase. Like, he already wants to free her under the assumption she would run away and probably not stick with him. Ignoring the fact that, because obviously he lacks social skills. The fact that they've actually managed to make a master-servant relationship feel as wholesome as this, with some of the funniest comedy of the season, with some slight darker undertones, this is actually a fantastic show that I think no matter what side you fall on in terms of should we have these master-servant slavery dynamics, I think most people who try this will actually come out very quickly saying, actually I want to see more. And that's how you know you have a good anime on your hands. I'm going to have full live reactions, all these episodes over on my Patreon. If you want to see my full and good thoughts, they're going to be over there if you're interested. I do plan to hopefully do more videos on the channel. It's really going to depend on if the demand's there. I don't really want to do 3 shows on Thursday, and I would like to do this on a Friday per chance, but if it doesn't look like it's doing well, we'll have to decide some things then. So if you do want more videos, please show me that support. and it will let me know I should keep focusing. Because no matter what, I'm going to watch it over on Patreon, but I would like to do it on YouTube too, because I definitely think it's going to be a fun one. One of the things that actually caught my eye the most about this show right away was the fact that visually, the show's not actually anything crazy. Solid, it's average, and there's some magical attacks I see, especially in the second episode, that actually are pretty good. But the thing about it that makes the show pop is the wardrobes. Right away, our MC, that is the type of wardrobe in a Dragon Age or an RPG that you get at the endgame. That shit was popping. But it's not just him. Every character has a visually distinct outfit for the most part in terms of more important characters, and it makes a very typical fantasy looking art style and art direction with flat colors that are colorful, but it's not anything extraordinary. It pops out. I really think the wardrobes are the star attraction that lets the character models flourish, because Zagan and of course Nephi have great character designs. They're the prominent focus, right? But everyone else, it just feels like it pops out more visually because of the attention to detail put in their wardrobes. And the comedy animation's fantastic. The number of times in just 2 episodes, I've had these moments where I'm like, bro, just keep your mouth shut. You don't have to say, just say basic things. Say, I saved you, I bought you because I wanted you to have a life because of how beautiful. It's just, but he lacks social skills, man. And it's comedy gold. The moment when he brings her up to her room, right? He opens the door and it's just a torture chamber, man. She's like, yep, if you want my head, go. And it's like, girl, please, for the love of God, he's just an idiot. He doesn't understand how to talk. The number of times he just goes so extreme, and the fact that the first morning after she sleeps over, he puts his cape on her as like a blanket because she sleeps next to the throne room or whatever you want to say it is. And they have breakfast together, right? It's hilarious because she's like, yeah, this is a slave or a servant's meal, stale jerky and bread. And then she learns like, why are you eating the same thing? And it's like, he's only ever ate that because that's what he's used to. And just the fact that then it built into this cute little dinner date after, you know, because there's this moment, it's out of pocket. He walks in to get her clothes and the woman's like, slave collar, sex slave. Busts out, what the hell, put some clothes on her, and then realizes like, oh, this guy's actually really nice. As they leave the building, she whispers, you have a really nice master, because most masters would have put her in something like that, degraded her, if not worse. And then they had the cute dinner date where he teaches her about like, hey, this is a proper meal, eat whatever you want, you have the spoon, everything like that. And then they feed each other. It's just how they managed to be so wholesome with a setup that would normally feel manipulative, exploitive, or something even worse, and made it feel wholesome. It deserves praise. I think this was fantastic from what I've seen over 2 episodes. I plan to watch episodes 3 and 4 probably around Wednesday, I imagine. And yeah, we'll probably do a video for episode 5 either on Thursday or Friday, see how it does on the channel and go from there. But let me know what you thought of the first couple of episodes. That's what I'm talking about. Please avoid talking about episodes 3 or 4 in the comment section without spoiler warning, because I haven't seen them as of yet, so just try to be mindful because I am going to be watching them sooner rather than later. So thoughts down below, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're around here, of course ring that bell so you get notified when I upload more. And like I mentioned, we're going to have those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Duck Nugan, Leaf Solmond, Triton Lord, Amanda Laboud, Talon, and Bassman 280. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and have a good one.